Yeah. Looks like I did lose the monitor. That's kind of obnoxious. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Well, let's see. What's going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out, or try to at least. Man, if it turns out this guy has a twin, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. You have your suspicions, and you're 99% sure it's not a twin. Okay. No, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Okay. Well then, there it is right there. Then, wait, then how do they know it was a murder? Do we know that there wasn't a body found there? So, somehow, Bruce Goodman was murdered at the police department and transported here, and for some reason, Lana stabbed him in the exact same spot that he was already stabbed in. Confused. Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room, no biggie. And showed up in the trunk of a car. Wonder how he got transported, huh? Well, something is weird. Yeah, something is weird about this. I have a feeling shenanigans are afoot. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene. Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, I thought he was talking to himself there, like, how you hear his thoughts? Shenanigans, what'd I say? Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. What's that grin for? The situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Let's give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You got an extra pair of those things? Test for a blood reaction. Just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the A button to spray on it. Okay, let's find some blood stains. It's forcing me to examine. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a blood stain. So, ugh. Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course? What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount of blood. Perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, let's look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? See? Pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah. And this stuff's pretty handy too. Saved up my allowance to buy that. I'm one very proud-looking MS guy. Can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. And let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. Feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this spray on anything suspicious. Wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Star. You only trust your own eyes. Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. I don't want to talk to her. Slide, slide, sippity slide. How do I use it? Wait, this girl's like 16 and she's never had a bloody nose? Someone used a marker to write their name on this in the sky. Don't tell me you bring this with you everywhere you go. Well, you never know where something might go down. Just what kind of world do you think we live in? A nice little wannabe Easter egg, I guess. I guess I just... Oh, spray. We're gonna spray it all over the place. Remember when you said that the investigations were the weakest part of the game? You remember? Do you remember? Not even a little bit. She kicked over that oil drum and had blood. There would have been... Well, I guess it could have been afterwards. Still kind of suspicious, though. Oh, okay. We're having fun blowing that poor girl's allowance by spraying all the walls. He told me to do it. Okay, but how do I... Okay, I was like, how do I get this to work? Well, it must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. This means that Lana's hand had blood on it. It just keeps getting worse. Talk to Home Chick Slice. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Star, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. Oh. So, homeboy was stabbed in the evidence room, but he didn't die. And somehow he hitchhiked in Edgeworth's car all the way over here, and for some reason was stabbed again by Lana. I was wrong to think that, I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Actually, you get put in jail for that. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes. It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. Before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? Thought that I'd found my dream job, became an investigator, and if the prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. The only person who saw Lana stab the body was this chick, who was just a lying pile of crap. You think she just pulled the dead body out of the trunk? She could have done that. Absolutely. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... What do you think about this? SL9 incident? It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Sure. Would you like to tell me more? Would you like to tell me more? Hello? Okay. Maybe the key card. I had one of those up until 2 years ago, back when you were the cough-up queen, right? I found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. That's definitely Goodman's. But the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. Wish I could be so sure. Okay, I guess she's just not going to tell us more. Did you take a look at this? Oh, okay. Alright, well, we'll move on. Since doesn't wanna talk. Talk to Home Chick Slice. She's in questioning. Hope detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine? How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. Criminal affairs. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was killed, also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. Don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. $5 says the suspect is Larry Butts. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. It does sound like, or it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. Suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. He's like a kid at an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Oh dear, you can definitely tell whose spot this is. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. Beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. Sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? Those cacti, they're so prickly. It's so imposing. Hard to think straight. Can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. We can examine some stuff. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. That's recording. Bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. Looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. I wonder if someone died? If this is the quality of the guard? Thanks, these sure are prickly. It must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. Cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. Not so sure I see the resemblance. More an attitude thing than a physical similarity. The swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a yarg myself. Gee, I wonder if his name is right there. Look on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. Won't open. Thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Okay. Hey, you can give me permission, right? Must be the chief of detectives. He's glued to his computer screen. Inspector kills in the evidence room. Well, no one outside the police department. Oh, I told that old lady at the restaurant everything. Someone's getting a demotion. Did I examine the card reader? Oh, that's evil heels. I thought I tried, or I thought I moused over it, but no, let's try again. Like it. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. You idiot. What were you thinking? Where's your head? Sir, it's right here, sir. Guess he wasn't saluting. He was showing the detective where his head was. Make a good pair. Oh dear. Right. Do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car, and it came to me. We had just been to the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? So, it must be her. I need to trigger something with her to move on. Think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. So he went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. A hole in my testimony, as it were. 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time. Maybe I can ask her about that time. Finally. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now, and no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, Those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. The star's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? Seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Officer Marshall. The star. Officer Marshall, is he your... Are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. Got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. There we go. Got what I need. Place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please. Huh, wasn't that? One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now is no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal, you mean? Or what criminal? No? Oh, you mean ... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Yes, we did. We just had a whole trial about it. I'm not going to read that again. The biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a stank lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. Want to know more? Head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over. So I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Much. You ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Right. Spray everything. Even the people. I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down the road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? Sir. That's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Interesting. Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but blah blah, yep. Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center. No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. Like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. I'm here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't, is he? You, Officer Meekins. You didn't, did you? Perpetrator, Officer Meekins, reporting, sir. What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. They're trying to say that this guy killed him? Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. I think I'm gonna stop saying sir. It's kind of annoying. I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, and so I went to the evidence room. The guard station in front of the room was empty. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, because evidence is kept in the evidence room. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall. Then, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person. A suspicious person. What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And then, I came to. I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? There was no one to bandage me, so I did what I could to wrap it up. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. Oh, the victim. I don't mean to pry, but are you the perpetrator? But you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that. Yes, well, that's true. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. But you didn't know him. I worked in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? I had no intention of killing him, none. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see... Don't you think you should just confess? But... there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? To tell the truth, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence rooms. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand. The shock. Oh, the sorrow. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared. That's some story. This guy is absolutely crazy. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Scared of knives, sir. Okay. That's it. Last night. That's the one. I was an apple in my dream, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Where's Meekins? Could you have a look at this? There you go. Blah, blah. This guy. What about this? Oh, another knife. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But now I remember. I remembered something. Or I remember something. Something. Oh, you mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card. That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact. This guy's in prison and he has a megaphone. I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Oh, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Well, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto to others before they do unto you. My own father's words. What happened then? Well, my eyes. Everything went white. When I woke up, I was here. Right. Didn't you say he awoke in the evidence room, like a conversation ago? So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. But you still ended up here. They told me that I had to be him, or that I had to be him. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear. Videotape? From the security camera. The crime. My crime. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? Sorry, really sorry. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, I guess we'd better go check out the crime scene. Alright, that was exhausting. Well, here I am. Trying to get to the crime scene. And we found that note. SL9 incident, in case those due for transfer on the day of the murder. Detective in charge, was in the case the victim. And what kind of case the SL9 incident thing was. To guess, knowing the case number. Maybe I needed to talk to him again. Oh, hi, prosecutor's office. This place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edward's not here. Sure, he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. Or I hope that's what he's doing. Doesn't have to come back. Okay. Let's see. Where could Homeboy Slice be? Hey, where do you have that? That's from the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk. So this means I'm a free man. I'm innocent. If this is a dream, then I hope I never wake up. If this is a dream, you'd better wake up right now. I don't know. Officer Meekins, have a look at this. Go ahead. Laugh. Laugh at me. Huh? I know what you want to say. You're going to tell me how she has one just like it. Me? Why would I? I know, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Nowhere. I'm alone. All alone. Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance. Is he talking about those badges on her coat? I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. Okay. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all? You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? Doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? Downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean. There being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto. I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. Wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the Chief of Detectives trap shut. Oh, he was the one you were picking on earlier. You saw that. Whoops. I wonder what it is, or what it was that he wanted the Chief of Detectives to do. Let's see if we can find, kind of discreetly ask him. Wondering, could you take a look at this sign right on? Blah, blah. Guy can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either way, the Dancing Blue Badger. Alright. Oh, sorry, you had to see that. What exactly did the Chief of Police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. Wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. But nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here. Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. You didn't even finish writing it. The lost item report, but it's only half complete. Lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? Date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Written document dated 2/21 and can only be submitted to the Chief of Police. Really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Okay. Which one's Homeboy Slice's desk? You know what'll really get police officers mad? Spraying all their stuff with lithanol or synthanol or something and all. Girl has unlimited stuff of this. No wonder she's paid so much for it. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Oh, I never thought the day would come when Wright asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Hate this guy so much. Now, Wright. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Wright, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, "Sir, can I borrow $50?" I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Hey. Looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. Hey! The DMV's trying to get everybody to get those right now. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we need to get to the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. It show is. Safety save, you know. 2/21. Yeah, that's the same day that all this stuff was going down in the underground. Wow, he's not here. I legit thought he would be here. I still can't go in here. What's going on? Evidence room's beyond the door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. Go on open. The card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Bambina's skies so gray? Bambina. Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? What's that why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here is my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. I am not going to say that. Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. And the crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader is on again. Love Marshall's theme? I can barely hear it. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you, hombres. You're busy then. Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us, hombres. Just go ahead and make him happy. Oh my goodness, I can check this? Wow, my mouth is watering. I can almost hear the sound of steak frying on the grill. No doubt that's all cold and tough by now. Oh, I'm sure it's delicious. The star poured her heart into making this, so long as she didn't put any other organs in there. Let's see. Ingredients: meat. Must mean beef. Probably just wrote it generically. Yeah, let's hope so. Of course, as a scientist, I have to check what additives she used. Go to town. Huh, it says here, hours of sweat and labor. That's why the sauce is so salty. Oh my god. Just let me just turn this lunchbox upside down. That's what I'm saying, man. Oh, you gotta inspect everything. Alright. Go and give this man some lunch. That smell reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas. No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from My Baby? Yeah, Miss Star. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see, I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Think lunch given enough, Marshall? Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask me anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Bambina. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy, I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. No need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. I mean the security camera system. I don't take to machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Stewed broccoli. What's wrong with stewed? Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. It's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. For some reason, prairie doesn't look right to me. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There's some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? Day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals, too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, Me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard, and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Oh. Hope I don't have to, like, memorize all that. I didn't say I got a copy of it. Well, I can check this. 5-9, but the 9 is crossed out. Looks like it was written with 2 different pens, which most likely means, most likely means that 2 different people wrote this. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years, so we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed. Closed forever, dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. See if I can get another look at this. Okay, so the 7s, that's kind of suspicious. But we have Officer Goodman checking in. Yep, 58421189. Yeah, at 5:14. And the homie died at approximately 5:15. Some things are being a little weird. So did he die? Did he die on the way? No. No, because oh. Sorry, Bambina. Anything else I can present to you? What about this? Sheriff's back in the Wild West and place much faith in evidence. Okay. Like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Door to the evidence room is malfunctioning teleporter, and it created another copy of him at the prosecutor's office. Okay, you just don't want to talk about anything. Gotcha. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Oh, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. Number on this? Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. I got the fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Into the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. He suddenly pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? All right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Hey. Got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Okay. That's a good idea, Mr. Wright. Let's investigate.